Okay, folks, this Audit and Finance Committee information, and like I said, by August, I'll be reaching out to our new board members, and you'll be put on committees. I wanted to give you a little break before we throw you to the fire.
Thank you.
And the break is now coming to an end.
Okay.
And but I'll be reaching out to you. I'll be sitting down and going over a couple things, and it's going to help us out a lot. So at this point, we're going to have the Audit and Finance Committee meeting. There's information in your packet to help us go through. You'll see, not really the motions, you'll see information referred to the motions in your packet. Your resolutions are all somewhat in order, and the colored copies.
Where it says finance report, we'll be working off of that.
Okay, so let's start out with,
You have it?
our,
No. I'm gonna read off of his, unless you have an extra. Yeah, we're good.
okay, so, Linda, we're gonna start out with our, first quarter, financial reports.
One second, I'm just getting them to the report. Start to.
Good job, Chris.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. First on the agenda is the financial reports for the first quarter ending June 30th, 2021. If you refer to page 3, that's the statement of net position. Prior to that, we have the analytics for this. I'm just going to highlight certain variances. The cash and cash equivalents, first let me start with the quick ratio as of June 30th is 4.27, which is an improvement from last quarter, June 2020, which was at 2.06. And what that means is for every $4.27 in current assets, it pays for every $1 in current liabilities. So the difference in the consolidated statement of net position in this finance report, we actually gave the report of new base lift, if you noticed. Thank you, Melissa Brim, for your technical skills. It looks great. We thought this would be more relevant, more readable for the board. But this net position is comparing current quarter to this year to prior quarter last year, which is different in how we've presented in the past. We thought it would be more relevant. So as of this quarter end, the variances are mainly in cash. As you can see, the cash and cash equivalents balances improved by about $11 million. Receivables consolidated are, compared to June 2020, they have decreased, and the prepaid expenses decreased by $1 million compared to prior quarter. That's a 5.64% increase in total current assets. In current liabilities, they have,
So you're halfway down on page 3.
yes, on page 3. Yep, current accounts payable and accruals decreased about $350,000 compared to June 2020, and accrued salaries decreased by $692,000 compared to 2020. So total current liabilities, there was a almost 45% decrease in total current liabilities. Are there any questions on the statement of net position?
We're in a good position, folks. We're in a very good position right now.
When Linda mentions current liabilities, it's also important to note out, we don't carry any long-term debt to speak of. This is accruals for payroll and other expenses.
Okay, next, if you turn to page 6, this is our statement of revenues and expenditures. You know, the analysis has been included in your report on pages 4 and 5, but I'll go over the highlights with you. As of 6/30/2021, we have a $2 million operating gain. Operating revenues are $235,000 or 9% over budget. There's a small increase in the special line, but due to decreases in ridership still, there's a $99,000. I'm sorry, there was an increase in on the regular line revenues of $99,000, which is about a 12% increase over budget. Expenses trending around 4.71% under budget at this time. As you can see, one of the things that I thought was notable was the variances in budget as of the first quarter are very minimal. You know, budgeting for coming off a pandemic year, I thought that was notable. MRT is still trending over budget and over prior year at this time, it's still strong.
Do we know what MRT is?
Mortgage recording tax.
That's,
So-
that's the money we get from various county clerks based on sales, 1/4, 1%. Sorry, Lynn.
No, that's fine.
Good, thank you.
Are there any questions on the statement of revenue and expenses? Okay, next is, if you will refer to page 7, this is our mortgage tax statement for the quarter end. As you can see, still strong. For the month of June, about 700,000. 45% over prior year and 46% over budget at this time. Page 8 is our reserve statement. This is still strong reserves through 2025. And page 9 is our statement of estimated cash flows. As of June 30th, total cash at the end of the period is about 15 million. If you have any questions along the way, just please stop me. And then page 10 is showing our statement of borrowings, which we've, none for the M&T line of credit, we haven't borrowed from that since last year. And our insurance reserves, still intact, 4 million for the health insurance, for the regular insurance, our health insurance is 1.5 million. Page 11 is our receivables. Receivables as of June 30th are very strong. And page 12 is a quarterly investment report. This is required to be presented to you every quarter. The only investments we have at this time are in money market accounts, which are still earning, as you can see, very low interest rate.
Which is
2 basis points.
2/10 of
200.
1%.
200s.
200ths of, yeah, which is 0.
Page 13 is our procurement report. This is included every month just for the new board members, showing a procurement activity and what's coming up in the future. And page 14, status of our grant funding. We've broken out our COVID relief funds. Just so you know, as of the end of June, we have fully expended the first round of CARES Act funding and any operating assistance. Still have some capital dollars, 91,000 of the 5307 and about 522,000 in our 5311 in capital funding. And those are for future projects. At the time of this report, the CURSA grant was pending, but Tara Spraker, our Director of Administration, executed that yesterday, so we will be able to start drawing on that grant this month. And also at the end of that is just future board action for grants.
Any questions?
That's it for the financial statements.
Yeah, so I wanna just thank Linda and her team. I meet a week ahead of time with Linda and Brian and Chris to go over a lot of the finance piece. And they re-engineered a financial report, I think, which is easy to follow. So I wanna thank Linda, I wanna thank the team who was involved. I know there's more than one person here to make it easier for the board to follow. So not everybody needs an MBA to follow our finances here. Okay, so if there's no questions.
Good morning. Can I ask one quick question?
Yeah, sure, Anthony.
This is
Good morning, Anthony. Good morning, Anthony.
All right, Tony, please, by the way. I'm always in trouble.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have cousins, Anthony. That's right. Tony. I'm sorry, Tony.
Just a quick question, procedural question, really. Do we only get the documents at the board meeting?
No, they go out a week in advance.
Okay, so they come out electronically?
They're posted on our website a week ahead of the meeting, and Carol mails
Got
out
it.
a hard copy to each board member.
And I encourage the board, if there's a question or something prior, give Brian a call, okay, and we could, whatever you have, but great.
That was my question.
Good
That was my
question, Tony.
question.
Yeah.
Questions that we have.
Bring it right through Brian.
All right, thank you.
Okay, at some points, Brian and I talk daily, sometimes multiple times. So, good question, Tony. So with that being said, I need a motion to bring this to the full board for adoption. Tina, second, Darlene, any questions? All in favor? Okay, I wanna also welcome, haven't seen Tina at the table or Darlene in a while, I wanna welcome them back. Tina's from Onondaga County, and Darlene comes to us from via Cayuga. And so I want to welcome them back to the table. Very good. Linda?
Second motion is for our M&C line of credit cancellation. We had this discussion in prior board meetings about possibly canceling our line of credit to.
We are in a good cash position. We believe we do not have to hold that. If we need to re-engage the bank, we will re-engage the bank for that. But at this point, it's not necessary. I always get nervous about canceling a line of credit, but,
It's good for
Brian,
you.
Linda, it's, yeah,
It costs us money to keep it open even if we don't
You
use
could
it.
use it, yeah.
Right, so, I'm comfortable with this, so, we need a motion to, cancel the, line of credit, please. Tina, second. Darlene, any questions? All in favor? Aye, okay, thank you. Jackie, our head of HR, is gonna talk to us a little bit about New York State Workers' Compensation Contract renewal.
Yep, I'm just gonna pass out, the renewal numbers for everybody.
Okay, good.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So, we are insured with Travelers Insurance Group, and every August 1st, we have a renewal process through Travelers that we go through on our workers' compensation program. I'm actually gonna talk a little bit more in detail at my presentation in regards to our workers' compensation program and how it works and how it runs in our quarterly report. But right now, I'm just focusing on our renewal rate for workers' compensation. Yesterday, we met with Brown & Brown, who is our consultants, in regards to our workers' compensation program. And they brought us the calculation or figures of what our renewal rate would be with Travelers. And as you can see, our renewal rate is made of the fixed premium, the loss control dollars, and the New York State surcharges. So that's what goes into Centro's premium. Last year, our premium was at $1.621 million. This year, we're actually looking at a decrease of 3%, which is at $1.572 million. That's a cost savings of almost $49,000 we're looking at for the year. We also,
Why is that?
why is that? Because we're doing a great job on our workers'
Take credit when you get it, eh?
Yeah.
You asked the question.
No, I'm actually gonna go into more detail. If you want details now, I can go into it, but I'll.
Don't let you do it.
Okay. Another good point is, with our workers' compensation program, we are self-insured for the first $150,000 per claim. So what they do is Travelers sets up a cash collateral account on our behalf, and they pay all the claims expenses through that cash collateral account. And if you see here, our cash collateral for last year was at $1.94 million. They've actually decreased it this year by $100,000, and now we're looking at cash collateral at 1.84, which is again a cost savings of 5.2%. So that's good news going down. So we would ask for a motion at this time to renew with Travelers Insurance for.
Any questions for Jackie? Pretty standard
August
operating
1st.
procedure here. We do
Jackie, I
this
was
every
looking
year.
at this, where, why is the aggregate claim exposure down? Why are we not getting the same thing?
Because our claims expenses going down, Tina.
Okay.
So that's why it's going
Okay.
down, and that's why you're seeing a decrease in our premiums and everything.
And when she
Over
talks later,
time.
she'll get some more information on our plan management and what they're doing to get people off of comp and back
Right.
to work, and that's helping.
Exactly.
A lot of stars are lining up. I hate to overlook us, so I'm not even gonna talk about it, but this is another piece of good news. Okay.
This is very good news. You don't usually see workers' comp go down.
No, that's why I don't even wanna talk, I don't wanna overlook ourselves.
As
okay?
you know, I mean,
That's what
so
I'm saying,
that's, yeah.
Okay,
So-
any questions for Jackie? Great report. Okay. Do the motion, bring it to the full board. Darlene, second. Luella, any questions? All in favor? Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, Caitlin's gonna come up, she's got 3 things to talk about, resolutions, purchase of 7 paratransit vehicles, building pest control service, and, HVAC, inspection and repair service contract. Caitlin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
How'd you pop up there quick?
Just
Wow.
super fast.
I can't wait. That was amazing. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, Caitlin, go ahead, we'll take it from the
Thank
top.
you. Good morning, everyone.
So
So
we
this-
just tell everybody, it's gonna be, resolution, it's gonna be, the first one will be the, let me see here, it's going to be resolution 3, the blue page, I think it is, if I remember right. Yeah, 3B.
These resolutions were all in your packet on colored paper, different colors of paper.
So this is the resolution for the 7 paratransit vehicle purchase. This will be paid for with 100% state dedicated funds. These vehicles will be in addition to our existing paratransit fleet. We did receive pricing from Shepherd Brothers at a cost of $63,812.70 per vehicle. And this is a very good discount on the New York State contract pricing. So it's my recommendation that the board authorize the purchase of 7 paratransit vehicles through Shepherd Brothers.
Okay. Any questions? Any questions on that? Okay, we go through our policies and procedures on how we do our authorizing contracts. If there isn't any, I would like to, ask for a motion. I think Julius, did you, raise your hand to move this? Tina seconded. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Okay, gonna move right into our, pest control services.
Yes, so this is building pest control services, this will be paid for with operating funds. This invitation to bid was publicly let on March 19th. We sent out 34 bid packages, 12 of which went to minority and women-owned business enterprises, and an additional 6 bids were requested. On April 9th, we received 2 bids with the lowest responsible bidder being Pest Exterminating. There is a full waiver for MWBE participation on this contract, which was approved through New York State Empire Development.
MWBE is.
A minority or women-owned business enterprise, yes. So it's my recommendation that the board award the building pest control services contract to Pest Exterminating for a full 5-year term.
Okay, and as you see on the resolution in the back is the detail for the bid, so the board understands what the bids were for those 2. Any questions for Caitlin? If there's no questions, I need a motion to bring this to the full board for approval. Darlene, Tina second, any questions? All in favor? Aye. Moving into our HVAC means heating, ventilation, and air condition inspection and repair services.
Yes, this contract will also be paid for with operating funds. This invitation to bid was publicly let on April 6th. We sent out 96 bid packages, 42 of which were sent to minority and women-owned business enterprises, and an additional 12 bids were requested. On April 27th, we received 4 bids, with the lowest responsible bidder being MCOR Services Bedlam. They do have a 20% goal on this contract for MWBE utilization, with a partial waiver approved by New York State Empire Development. So it's my recommendation that the board award the HVAC inspection and repair services contract to MCOR Services Bedlam for a full 5-year term.
Questions for Caitlin on that award? Need a motion to bring it to full board. Neil? Second, Darlene, any questions? All in favor? Aye. Caitlin, good job as always. Tara. Tara's gonna talk to us about the New York State Fair Shuttle contract. I'm gonna turn this over, my piece right now, to Bob to finish up the last, couple resolutions and an informational item from Susanna, and then we will take a break for the full meeting. Tara?
Good morning, everyone. This resolution is for the New York State Fair shuttle service. This shuttle service runs from the Orange Lot and the Willis Lot, and it brings patrons back to the front gate. Last year, we lost the 2020 year to the COVID-19 pandemic. So we're extending out this contract an additional year, so it will encompass the 5 years that we started it. In addition to that, we adjusted service hours and the hourly rate. So the hourly rate to run this service will be $103.06. Any questions on that?
Any questions? I'm gonna need a motion to approve. Thank you, Julia, second. Darlene, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Now I'd like to turn it over to, Tara.
The next-
Continue.
Thank you. The next resolution is for a Megabus license agreement at the Regional Transportation Center. We have a license agreement with them to come to the curbside to do drop-off and pickup of patrons that they're bringing to the Syracuse area. We have licensed with them since 2008, so this is just an amendment to extend their contract an additional 3 years. So it will be 1 year with 2 single one-year options. And their monthly rate is $896, and that is regardless of how many times they use the curb to drop individuals off.
Any questions for Tara?
I have a question. Are there opportunities for other carriers to utilize this? I know there's been interest in some of them sort of balk at the cost, but seems reasonable.
It's not so much the cost that we've run into, but the insurance they need to carry to come in.
Yep.
So we have an individual company that is in talks with us to use this as well, but they're also balking at the insurance because they have third-party carriers, they don't actually own the vehicles. So each third party would have to carry the insurance, and they also have third-party drivers. So the drivers would also need to carry an insurance policy to use this site, so that's where we run into some problems.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other, questions? Tara, good job.
Thank you.
I need a motion to approve. Darlene, second. Tina, all in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried. At this time, let's take a break.
Wait, we have one more
We'll
information.
get one more about,
Sorry.
Susanna's just got an informational item.
Susanna's gonna share with us the internal control annual report.
Good morning, everyone. So you received in your board packet the annual report on internal control. This is something that we have to do every single year. Under Public Authority Law, Section 2931, we have to establish a system of internal control that is in line with applicable standards. And then every year, we are required to, under Section 2800, report that to the state. So under Paris, we submit this every June. It's an information item only. I came last month letting you guys know it was going to be in your June or July board packet. What we do every year is we follow a formal and documented procedure to assess and evaluate the adequacy of our system of internal controls in line with those standards that we follow. Our internal control system is set up with the, in line with the COSO internal control system, which is the Committee of Sponsoring Organizations of the Treadway Commission, which no one will ever need to remember. But this is the system of internal control that is widely used across public and private organizations. It's widely accepted. And so what we do is we assess the different components of that system of internal control against what our organization is actually performing. We go to the level of each individual department every single year, do the assessment, document it, formalize it, anything that's noted as an exception or an area that we can improve in, we document it, look for corrective actions, look for ways to improve it, and follow up until it's completed. And we continue to do this process every year in line with those public authority law, rules and regulations that require us to continually manage the system of internal control. So, are there any questions on the report itself? No. Okay, so again, it's just an informational item, you don't need to send a motion or approve it or anything like that. And if there's any questions. All
Yeah,
set?
thank you.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
That's it.
And we're gonna take a break now.
Yeah.
Thank you.